You might have heard that Europeans didn't have zero or place value in their number system until the adoption of Hindu Arabic numerals sometime in the late Middle Ages. But that's misleading. Although they wrote down numbers with Roman numerals, they had other methods for counting and calculation that did have the equivalent of place value and zero. The most important of these was the counting board, also known as the Western Abacus. I've got one right here. This is based on the Greek version, but I've covered up the Greek symbols with the more familiar Roman ones. It works almost exactly like an Eastern abacus. You place counters on the rows to represent ones, tens, hundreds, etc. For example, this is 234. You can also place counters between lines to represent 5 times the row just below. So this is 5, this is 50, this is 500. Now, it's obvious that this system has place value. The rows are powers of 10, just like in our modern number system. It's less obvious that a counting board has zero, but effectively it does. It's the absence of a counter on a line or the half space above it. If you put 2 in the hundreds and 4 in the ones, like this, you won't accidentally think the number is 24. The empty line tells you there are no tens. That's the critical function of zero. Okay, here's the kicker. Even though Roman numerals had neither zero nor place value, they had a one-to-one correspondence with tokens on a counting board that did. To write down the number represented here, you'd write 1 character for each counter. 2 C's, 1 L, 3 X's, 4 I's. That's the Roman numeral 284. But wait, you might say, you're supposed to write IV instead of III. But, as I explained in a previous video, the subtraction rule was optional. So, how inconvenient were Roman numerals really? At some point in school, you might have been shown how to do paper and pencil math with Roman numerals using the same algorithms as with modern numerals. It's really cumbersome. But the point is, they would never have done it that way. They would have used a counting board. Or they might have just given you the finger. More on that next time. Bottom line, in olden times, they did have place value and zero, but they could be subtle about it. In 1100 AD, they'd lay it on the line. But in 550, they kept it on the DL.